The future, a world where the quest for truth has ended.
Do you believe in the supernatural, Mr. Vandarius?
I'm not enough surprise. The Shader will bring hell to Earth for thousands of years. Shock Division, kill them all!
Spirit Blade, a full-cast audio drama. Download the Legacy Edition of Spirit Blade for free at spiritblade.com.
Hey guys, Peter Franson here from christiangeekcentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions, continuing my celebration of UN-E3 2020, this time reacting to the PC Gaming Show, which went completely digital this year. Normally they've had an audience. This time it was I think almost completely pre-packaged thing. I think maybe they might have done some stuff at the last minute, maybe live, I'm not sure. But anyway, I think it worked better. It played more to the strengths of the hosts. It's the same two hosts that have been doing it for years now, and I think it plays to their strengths as in terms of their style of delivery. And so this was probably, in terms of presentation, my favorite PC gaming show. I don't know that it had necessarily a lot of games that really got me excited or interested in checking out compared to past years. Probably about the same. But I'm mainly going to highlight, I'm just going to highlight the ones that jumped out to me. There was actually a lot of stuff that they covered. And I'm also going to highlight specifically stuff that is also going to come to console or is likely to come to console. And that's just 5 items really quick. The first is Mafia Definitive Edition. This one is coming to PC and consoles very soon, August 28th. I have not played any of the Mafia games, but I mean, when the first Mafia game came out on PlayStation 2 back in, I think, the early 2000s, I wasn't even touching open world games, and by the time I did discover that genre, it would have been a little too old, I think, for my taste. So to see that it's getting this really a complete remake, while they are releasing 2 and 3 in kind of up-resed in the case of 2, and just a complete package in the case of 3, which was released much more recently on modern consoles. Mafia, the original Mafia, is being completely remade, I believe, using the engine of Mafia 3. And all the assets are being recreated from the ground up. It sounds like they're getting new capture performances for all the cutscenes and actually rewriting them as well, but still holding on to the essence of the original story and the plot beats and stuff. All the missions that you would expect to be in there if you've played the original game are going to be in this version, but it's just fleshed out in a lot of ways. So it's still the same skeleton, but I think improved with a modern game engine. They're even improving, physics in terms of driving and allowing for some what do you call it? The thing where you drag, it's not drag, that's not the word. Racing people know what that is, but when you slide a little bit, there's a word for it. Dang it. Anyway, so I am interested in checking that out at least to see if it might be something that, now that I've been into open world or open city in this case games for a number of years, if it might be something that would appeal to me. Let's see here. The next one that jumped out to me was a much smaller game, a little indie game called Rogue Lords, and this was kind of presented by the hosts as what if a Tim Burton visual aesthetic was given to the video game Slay the Spire. So it's a roguelite or roguelike style of game where you're making one run through the game, and presumably when you die, you lose everything that you gained. And you are playing as the devil, it sounds like, but it doesn't sound like a serious version of like the biblical devil, but more like the devil in the sense of the ultimate villain kind of thing. And you're controlling these classic villains from fiction, Dracula and werewolves and vampires and stuff like that, and they are kind of your minions as you take on. I wasn't really clear who you're taking on, but anyway, I like the dark supernatural aesthetic. I like vampires and werewolves and that kind of stuff, and so controlling them sounds really cool. I'm not sure what I think about the roguelike elements of the game. I am, kind of slowly putting my feet in the waters of roguelike games, but I really prefer them to have some form of progression that does carry over even when you die or fail or whatever. I don't like a complete reset. And so there's a big question for me about what, if any, elements are consistent from one play through one run to the next. That'll make all the difference in whether or not I decide to give Rogue Lords a try. They've got time to sort out those details, though. It's not coming until 2021, both PC and consoles for that one. The next game that jumped out to me was Weird West. Now, I've kind of got my eye on Desperados 3. I'm thinking of giving that one a try. I like the top-down kind of a Western aesthetic. I think I'm ready for that genre and to play in that kind of world. But even more appealing to me is if you add weird, dark magic to it, and that's what Weird West does. And this one seems to be, well, it's actually labeling itself as an action RPG, whereas Desperados 3 is looking like it's going to be more of a turn-based tactical type of experience. But this is an action RPG from one of the makers of Arcane Studios. What's the Dishonored, you know. So these immersive sims where you are given these scenarios and there's multiple ways that you can accomplish your objective given the elements that are present in the world. And, you know, so you can manipulate the world, you can manipulate objects in the world in creative ways to meet your objective. And that has some appeal to me, but I like the idea of being able to lean on the action RPG element. And, you know, if my plans don't work out, then just, you know, start going guns blazing. And if you want to bring weird dark magic into that, then that's going to be even more appealing to me. One thing that really jumped out to me in the interview with the developer on this is this concept of a persistent world where you've got a group of heroes that you are controlling, and if one of them dies, well, there's permadeath. That character dies, but your play continues with the characters you still have remaining in your party, from what I understand. And the character that perished, if you don't find a way to resurrect them, I think there was a little bit of, I was having trouble understanding, there was a little bit of a language barrier. The developer, his first language isn't English, and so I wasn't clear on what he was meaning to say in every instance, but it sounds like you can potentially resurrect, you know, fallen comrades, but if you don't, they might return in a state of undeath as some kind of a zombie or a vampire or something like that, and be a part of the opposition that you will face as you continue your way through the game. And so it just sounds like there's a lot of interesting systems potentially in play for something that's billing itself as an action RPG. And again, that Western meets weird dark magic kind of aesthetic is totally my thing. This one, unfortunately, in my case, is only planned for PC at the moment, but it's being published by Devolver Digital, and they've got a pretty decent history of releasing a number of their games on consoles as well. And it just looks like, with the production values being put into this, even though it is an indie game, with the pedigree, there you go, the pedigree of the lead developer, I'm thinking they're going to want to put this on consoles. I could be wrong, but I'm betting that this one will come to consoles. Either way, it's slated to come to PC in 2021. I will have my eye on Weird West. The fourth game that jumped out to me is one I've already mentioned because I saw it in another showcase earlier this week, and that's Metal Hellsinger. And, you know, we saw some more footage. It might have even been some of the same. I think a little bit of it was different, but I just found myself, even though it was the second time seeing this game in action, I found myself just bobbing my head to the music and just imagining myself, you know, pulling the trigger and hitting those buttons in time to the music while I'm, you know, taking out these horrible bad guys and stuff. I could see myself, I could even feel myself playing this game. Now, maybe I'll be terrible at it, but seeing it again just made me even more want to give Metal Hellsinger a try. And then the last game that stood out to me is called, okay, bear with me, Dungeon of Nahalbek. Nahalbek. I'm not sure. I've heard it pronounced once in a trailer one way, and then another by Felicia Day that was slightly different. Nahelbeck? I don't know. But the subtitle is The Amulet of Chaos, and Felicia Day just referred to it as The Amulet of Chaos from that point on in the presentation. So you can probably just search The Amulet of Chaos game, and you'll get the right results. Anyway, this, I first saw like a conceptual trailer for this that came out from, I think, PAX East it was, and it's a top-down, isometric, turn-based, tactical fantasy RPG with a very, I guess, whimsical sense of humor, but a pseudo-dark aesthetic to the visuals, which I liked. It's not completely, you know, cartoony and bright and happy-looking. It has a, you know, for a game that has a cartoony look, it has a slightly more, you know, serious cartoony look to it, and so that's something that I appreciate. I will probably, just looking at the preview for this, once hearing the voice acting, I'll probably turn the voice acting off if I give this game a try. I prefer to speed through dialogue anyway in most games. And but they had in the promo for the PC Gamer Show, they said watch the extended demo on our YouTube channel. So I went and did that. There's like a 16, 17-minute demo, which did not do it any favors as far as I'm concerned. I think it could have benefited from having a developer kind of talking over the demo to kind of explain the reasons for the choices that were being made, because if you just watch that demo, it's just a lot of really basic turn-based tactical stuff. You know, it's move a guy here and then do a basic attack. Move a guy here he gets cover, and then do a basic attack. Move a guy here, drink a potion. Person attacks, then they walk away from their, from their opponent. So I didn't get to see very many cool-looking special attacks, spells, and stuff like that. There was a little bit, but not much. And I really would have liked, for a game that is coming out, I guess, pretty soon. I've seen kind of like summer 2020 is when it's supposed to be coming out. I'm not sure if that is still accurate or not, but if it is going to be coming out this summer, I would think they would want to show a lot more than they did, a lot more of the flashy stuff, if they have more of that in this game. As it is, the conceptual trailer that I saw months ago got me leaning forward and like, okay, I want to be sure that I give this game a try. Seeing this extended gameplay, I'm not sure. So hopefully in the coming days, weeks, maybe months before it releases, they'll roll out some more stuff, maybe give some dedicated videos detailing classes and what differentiates them or something, because I think I'm kind of ready for a game like this maybe, but I don't know if this game is going to be what I want. Anyway, I forgot to mention, but with that Rogue Lords thing and the idea of like playing as the devil or whatever, if that kind of makes you raise an eyebrow as a Christian, then I want to recommend a video that I created called "Can Christians Be Evil in Games?" You can search for it right here on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/christiangeekcentral, and it's kind of an extensive treatment on the topic that I tried to give on how maybe we could or should navigate the opportunities that we have to play as evil characters in video games. So again, that's called "Can Christians Be Evil in Games?" if more on that topic would interest you. All right, that's all I have for now. Still on my agenda to get done today, if I can, is going to be record and post my reactions to the Future Games show, which had some games that certainly stood out to me as well. And then I think on Monday, I'm going to wait until Monday and gather up over the weekend all my thoughts for the Guerrilla Collective showcases that are being spaced out throughout the weekend. I think I'm going to make one video covering all that I'll probably put up on Monday. So you can be keeping an eye out for those things. Be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell too if you don't want to miss out on any videos that are upcoming. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
The future, a world where the quest for truth has ended.
Do you believe in the supernatural, Mr. Vendarius?
Surprise! The Shader will bring hell to Earth for thousands of years. Shock Division, kill them all!
Spirit Blade, a full cast audio drama. Download the Legacy Edition of Spirit Blade for free at spiritblade.com.